In our trader rundown today, I'm joined by Todd, Bubba Horwitz, here to talk about the wild week we've had already. Happy to have you on the show.
Great to be here. It's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, and while we have not seen the sessions end with some big numbers, during the day there's a lot of fluctuations happening in the market.
The markets have been really wild, and I think one of the things we're looking at, you're seeing some major divergences, not only through the equity space, but through the bonds, through the dollar, and gold. I mean, you're just seeing things all over the place, and it's really like a big guessing game right now, because who's going to be right? We know that the Dow and the Russell have been going straight up, where the NASDAQ has been getting clobbered. Where does it end? Where do they come back into line? Because at some point they're going to resume their relationship. So it's been really wild, and it figures to continue for a little bit longer.
Let's talk about a trade. You are actually playing the moves in the market. You're playing the NASDAQ and the Dow at the same time and hoping to make some money on this
Correct.
trade. So what's the plan? What's the strategy here?
I'm using what we call a pairs trade here. I would normally do it through futures, through the futures market. It's a little bit simpler, but I'm using options here to create a short in the Dow and a long in the NASDAQ, because I believe that they've gone way too far away from each other, and I think they'll come back to the mean. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to buy a 1/2 put ratio spread in the Dow, and I'm using the at the money diamond and buying 2 just below the at the money. And then I'm going to, in the NASDAQ, I'm going to buy the QQQs, the at the money, okay? I'm going to sell the at the money, I'm going to buy 2 above. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a credit on both sides of this trade, that if we sit here, I can probably keep the credit. If we have a big move one way or the other, one side should pay and the other side would collapse, which would mean I can collect the credit on one side and catch a win on the other. So there's a lot of good things that can happen here. The risk is minimal based on the potential on the trade. That's what I like, because I do believe that they're going to come back in line, and one's rallying, one's going to sell.
Another big mover in the market has been the yuan. The Chinese yuan
getting clobbered. Yeah.
We have not seen these levels since what, the 2008 crisis.
We have not, and that's.
Should we be afraid?
I think
China's worried.
Well, China should be worried, but they kind of manipulate a little bit. But I think you should always be a little bit concerned here. Let's just look at the overall big picture. The markets are already up. We're up 200% from the 2008 bottom. Now, I understand that we're bullish on Trump and what he's going to do for the financials, and it all makes sense. But somewhere we have to go back and rectify the old problems. So to tack on a huge rally onto a market that was already higher than it really probably should have been, and valuations are not great here, I think you're looking for a pullback. Now again, markets go up year over year, so we're looking for a reason to buy down lower. But up here, I think up here is way too risky, because I think you're going to see that big pullback at some point before the end of the year.
What are you doing with gold?
Gold, I love gold here. I'm looking to buy some physical, but for a trade, I'm using Nugget, which is November Uniform Golf Tango, NUGT, and I think it's a great play to the long side. I mean, there's risk in any trade. There's nothing for free. But I'm going to do the same ratio here, and I'm going to sell the at the money call and buy 2 just above. But I'm going to add a little spice this one, because I really like the Nugget trade here. I think gold's going to get a nice pop. I'm going to actually also sell a put spread to collect more premium to more finance this trade. So I'm really stepping out to be extra long here, because I think we get a nice pop in gold throughout the week.
Thank you for coming on our show.
My pleasure.